Hi friends, this is Prem and we are going to discuss about the two important topic with Manifest Law Attorney Henry. On December 3, 2025, Department of State released two important news on the newsletter. They are going to conduct additional screening on the H1B and H4 dependents social media platform. What it does mean and how it will impact to the applicant. Whether is it applicable only for the visa stamping or any extension or amendment or change of employer inside the USA. The second one is very important one. Mentioned it, they are going to change the validity of EADs to 18 months. We have STEM OPT EADs, H4 EADs, L2 EADs and I-485 EADs. So who are all going to impact from this policy changes? Let's discuss with our attorney Henry. Before going to this video, Manifest Law is providing the free consultation for any visa queries. You can ask to them, it's completely free. You can scan the QR code on your screen and you can schedule your free appointment with them. Hi Henry, Vanakkam.
Vanakkam Prem.
Before going to the meeting, I would like to thank Manifest Law. Recently, I met Indian couple at the Indian grocery store. They called the Manifest Law for their green card queries. They want to expedite their green card or something. They called the Manifest Law for using the free consultation and they got clarification from the Manifest Law attorneys, which is very good and they were very happy. And we are going to discuss the two important topics, Henry. The first topic, you know very well, the Department of State yesterday released the newsletter on December 3, 2025. They are going to conduct the additional screening for H1B and H4 applications regarding social media profiles. What it does mean, Henry?
For anybody who's already applied, for example, from India to come to the US on a student visa like F visa or M or J visa, they already know, most of the embassies have on their website the big notice that says, when you submit this visa application, make sure that your social media is set to public, right? And all this new news means that in addition to the student visas, now they are doing the same thing for the H1B and H4 visa. So if you are applying for an H1B or an H4 from an embassy, then they want to make sure that your social media is public. So if you have a profile on Facebook or Instagram, and maybe you have the settings so that only friends can see your content, they want you to switch the settings to public so that the consular officer can see what you're posting. And that's the screening. They just want to look at your posting and they want to see if you're posting something bad about America. Because if they see something that's you talking about, America is a bad country or something like that, then maybe they will use that as a reason to say no to the visa.
So social media platform, it includes everything, right? The YouTube, Facebook, X or Twitter, Instagram, so everywhere, LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, correct. All the major platforms, they are asking in the visa application. So when you are filling out the DS 160, there is a section now on the form that has a drop-down menu with lots of different social medias, and it's asking even at the end, is there anything else? Is there any other platform that maybe we don't know about that maybe is a local one or smaller, less popular one? But they really want to know a lot of information now.
Okay, I got it. A lot of people, what they will do, so most of the time in the Facebook, if you are seeing some posters or photos are only for the friends, so it is advisable to move those permission to public?
Yes. I'm not sure exactly how strict they're going to be. If the entire profile is private, then I have seen warnings on the websites for the embassies that say your case might be denied if it's not turned public. But if you have most of the profile public and some specific posts inside the profile is private, I don't know, that's a difficult one because they don't specify if that's going to be an issue or not. You know, maybe you're putting something like a picture of your child and you don't want the whole world to see it. I don't know if that's really going to be a big issue. Probably not.
So is this only applicable for the DS 160 or the visa stamping outside the USA, or does it include the H1B extension or any amendment inside the USA?
There's a separate policy from USCIS where it says that they now are doing these additional screenings for different case types as well. Different update from a different day, but yes, basically both embassy side and USCIS side, they are looking at everything now.
It is very good to know because a lot of people thought it's only for during the visa stamping, not for the visa extension inside the USA. So it is very advisable to all the H1B and H4 applicants to go and check their social media profile and make sure that it is public. At least the main content is to be public, so the officers can check what is that, right?
Yeah.
They specified only for H1B and H4. Does not applicable for L visas, or it does applicable for them as well?
I haven't seen anything about L's right now. Student visas, so that means F, M, and J, and then now the H1B and H4. Those are the ones currently, at least on the embassy side. The USCIS side, sometime in April, that they put out the news about DHS looking for anti-Semitic materials on social media. So I don't know what else they're looking for specifically there, or what case types. But for the DOS embassy side, I know it's the student visas and now the H's.
It's advisable for all the visa holders, be cautious about their social media profile, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Henry. And the second news also released by the Department of State, saying like they are going to change some EAD's validity to 18 months. So what it does mean, Henry?
It's this strange little game we are playing every 4 years with a different election, that the EADs get longer and then they get shorter and then they get longer and then they get shorter, right? So basically, during the previous administration, we saw EADs starting to have longer validity, and then everybody was very happy that now we have these 5-year EADs. So that means even if you're waiting for a long time for your asylum or for your green card, at least you don't have to renew the EAD so often and keep filing the paperwork. You can just go on with your life. Well, now basically there's news that for certain categories of EAD, they are reducing the validity to only 18 months. And that means that if you are waiting for your asylum case, or if you are waiting for your adjustment of status, for example, then you're going to get an EAD 18 months only, and then you have to renew. If we are combining this news now with the previous news of no more automatic renewals, then that means it's going to make life more difficult for some people, right? Because if you don't have an automatic renewal, then you have to make sure you file at least 6 months ahead of time, and then you only get it for 18 months. So for somebody who is maybe on a retrogressed priority date from India, and they are waiting on their adjustment of status for 3 or 4 years, that means they're now going to have to get the EAD, 2 or 3 times instead of just having one EAD and getting through the process.
So I have other question on this topic, Henry. You said I-485 EADs going forwards only 18 months, right? Some people may get the EADs on last year or 2 days before, and they got the 5-year validity. What will happen their EAD cards?
Those EADs are still valid based on the dates that are on those cards now. So if you have a pending adjustment of status, and yesterday you got it in the mail that you have a 5-year EAD, then that's fine. Congratulations, you got it just before the rules change, and that's great. For the cases that are still pending right now, so you already have the work permit pending, 765, if they approve it after December 5, they are going to limit it to 18 months in that category, and that means you're one of the less lucky ones. The news says that anything that is pending on or filed on December 5 or after is going to be limited to 18 months.
Does premium processing available for green card EADs, that is I-485 EADs today?
No, in that category there's no premium processing, so there's nothing you can do there except just wait for them to send it. The only, if I remember correctly, the category where you can premium process an EAD is just STEM OPT. That one is not impacted by the recent changes anyway, because the OPT is shorter period anyway, so there's no opportunity to even get a very long period EAD card.
Yeah, it makes sense. I have other question also. So whether we discussed about the I-485 EADs and STEM EADs, whether does it impact for H4 EADs?
No, there's no change on the H4. So if you have an H4 EAD, or you're applying for an H4 EAD, then they can approve it for the length of the H4 status, right? So that means if you have H4 status, maybe 2 or almost 3 years remaining, they can issue the EAD for that entire period. They don't have to restrict it to 18 months.
Since we are talking about the H4 EAD, a lot of people asking these questions. Yeah, and we have discussed as well. Before January, everything was bundled like H1 and H4 and H4 EAD. And when it is a premium processing, H4 EAD got approved very fast. So the policy is not there. Still, it is the good hack to process H4 EAD faster manner.
Honestly, I haven't seen it in my own cases because I don't have many H4 EADs that I'm personally filing. But I am hearing that from other people that usually when they bundle, they still end up getting the result faster. It's just that USCIS doesn't have to do it faster, and they don't do it in the same timeline. So let's say the premium processing timeline is 15 business days, and they do the H1B in the 15 business days, and then the H4 EAD comes back, maybe in 2 or 3 months, but it's still faster than, waiting for 7 months or something like that. So I have heard of that, but I can't confirm because I haven't seen any of those myself.
But that is good news. At least you hear the good news, because there is no automatic.
Some people are telling me that that's what they've had, so that's what I've heard.
That's good, because we don't have the automatic extension, right? So it really helps people to move faster. Will it impact L2 EADs?
Same thing like H's. There's no update on that. The main things that are changing are for people who are applying for asylum or who already have asylum, or for the pending adjustment of status, right? So those are the big categories where the EADs are now 18 months maximum. And then there is a change from the big beautiful bill changing some of the EADs for TPS, pending TPS or granted TPS or parole, where they are limiting it to 1 year only. Those are less popular categories where probably there's not that many Indians in those categories. So from your audience, I think the main thing is going to be the pending adjustment of status. That's going to be the biggest category of people who are affected. But for H1Bs or H4s or L2, those are all the same. And for L2, you don't need an EAD anyway. You can just work if you have the I-94. But some people have applied for EAD just because, I don't know, some companies are asking sometimes, like, do you have an EAD card? Because they think that it's necessary.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Andy. You shared a lot of information. I forgot about this question regarding the social media screening. They mentioned the H4 dependent. So if the kid is a H4 dependent, if the kid is having social media platform, they should mention everything, right, for the kid's profile as well.
Yes, that's just something that probably parents want to make sure that they talk to your children about, that, be careful what you're posting. If you have, let's say, a 15-year-old and you need to file for H4, you want to make sure that they are not sharing some very strong political or some violence or something very bad in the social media, because it could cause an issue later, and maybe the kids don't think about this kind of stuff, so we have to warn them.
Yes, definitely, because sometimes people, without knowing much information, they shared something or they liked something which may impact their visa, right? So they should be very careful about what they are sharing and what they are posting to the social media. Correct. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thank you so much, Henry. We discussed a lot of information, and I and audience learned a lot of things from you, and I heard a lot of good things about the manifest law and their free consultation. Thank you so much, and keep doing it.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Nandri, Henry.
Nandri.